Realized this, and beginning in 1862, used Point Lobos as a shore-based whaling station. Rowing from Whalers Cove in 30-foot longboats, they harpooned whales and towed them back for processing at the Tri-Works. Hot fires burning under large cast-iron kettles rendered strips of whale blubber into whale oil. Whaling in the 1800s decimated the whale populations and threatened several species with extinction. It wasn't until the 1880s and the introduction of the kerosene lamp and petroleum-based lubricants that the demand for whale oil diminished. Other than humans, most whales face only one real predator: orcas, killer whales. Killer whales are the largest member of the dolphin family. Highly intelligent, and at the very top of the food chain. Herring, salmon, seals, gray whales, and even giant humpback whales are among their prey. Ocean currents and prevailing winds create an upwelling of deep, cold, nutrient-rich water that supports an amazing web of life. In the nearshore marine habitat, the variety of species explodes. California sea lions are among the most visible of the marine mammals. Large, gregarious, and loud, their barking calls can easily be heard from sea lion rocks. They congregate on islands and rocks, places that have afforded sea lion colonies security in the past. In early summer, mature males leave Point Lobos and head south to breeding grounds in the Channel Islands off Southern California. Underwater, sea lions are agile, powerful, and fast swimmers, and able to outswim almost all of their prey. Porpoising like dolphins to escape water resistance, they have been clocked at speeds up to 35 miles per hour. On land, unlike many other marine mammals, sea lions are fairly mobile. Their flippers pivot and afford them enough maneuverability to climb high up on rocks, keeping them out of harm's way in the heavy surf of winter. No matter what season, dry, relatively flat real estate is valuable. Sea lions stake out and raucously defend their territory. On the rocks, size, aggressiveness, and the ability to bluff and bluster count. Though they have thick insulative fat layers, sea lions enjoy the warmth of a sunny day. They have voracious appetites, but with the wealth of food along the Central Coast, they have what could best be termed free time. Harbor seals are year-round residents at Point Lobos. In calm weather, they often drape the rocks in Moss Cove. Though just offshore, the rocks afford them security from predators. Mothers nurse their pups on the rocks, and the pups get to know their neighbors. With about 50% fat content in mother's milk, harbor seal pups gain weight quickly. Within 6 weeks, they are weaned and on their own. The kelp beds surrounding Point Lobos are essential nurseries for sea otters. No other marine mammal is more closely identified with or more dependent on the kelp forest. Until 1911, southern sea otters were hunted mercilessly for their fine, soft pelts. They were generally thought to be extinct until in the 1930s, a small remnant population of fewer than 50 otters was discovered on an isolated stretch of the Big Sur coast. Under the protection of law, it appears that southern sea otters are making a comeback. Members of the weasel family, sea otters are most closely related to the lithe and long-tailed river otters. Instead of blubber for insulation, sea otters rely on dense fur and a very high metabolism to keep warm. Grooming is vital. Mothers are particularly careful in grooming their offspring. If the coat is permeated by cold water, the pup can die of hypothermia. Mothers spend hours grooming, bonding, and just playing with their pups. Communicating with sharp barks and cries, mother and pup maintain contact with each other. Sea otters seldom come ashore. Anchored by kelp fronds, otters sleep fitfully, always wary of intruders. Several may raft together on these floating hotels of dense kelp fronds. Clever, fast, and curious by nature, sea otters are also equipped with razor-sharp teeth and grasping paws that enable them to capture or pry loose prey from the bottom. Some of the invertebrates that they eat have hard shells. Using rocks, they smash the shells while casually floating on their backs. Today, Point Lobos draws people from all around the world. They come to photograph in the footsteps of great photographers, to paint a different canvas, and to be a part of a timeless place. Here, life goes on, virtually undisturbed by our presence. Point Lobos State Reserve is a working example of what conservation can provide. Protected habitats for animals and the environment, and places for people as well.